Yo guys, how's everyone doing? This is your guy Assassin Day. We're finally gonna come back and take a look at BTK versus Blacklist in the grand finals of the loser bracket in M3. Now, quick update about myself. I don't want to talk too much about myself. I don't want to talk about the game, but a quick update. A lot of people, while I was on vacation, was asking where I was, and then, oh, Dave just happened to disappear after BTK lost again. First of all, I don't think BTK lost. BTK got third place. That's a big fat dub in my book, okay? They won fair and square, a third place on the world stage. And talking about SCA is a big region, so that's actually a huge achievement on a team that's first time joining the official tournaments from a region that nobody knew about before the tournament. So round of applause to all the BTK boys going all the way to SCA and, you know, making it this far. I know this is a really long time ago, this tournament. Still, I think there are quite a bit of stuff that we can learn from it. I watched BTK versus ONIC PH as well in the semifinals of the winner bracket. And I gotta say, I think the biggest reason why BTK lost is they're not prepared for the SCA meta. This is also why Blacklist run, when they went against ONIC PH, they were able to win fairly easily. Blacklist like to run like really tanky meta. If you see their composition, Whites like to play in a jungle position. You like to play Bane, all the kind of characters who are really tanky, where BTK, on the other hand, they like to play Marks meta, right? Roger, I mean, who's fairly tanky, but not as tanky as those characters. And you like to play Granger, like to play Naden. We got a bunch of characters who are really squishy from BTK side. Again, I like it. I think it's more fun. Now, topside right off the bat, we got a kill here. From BTK, starting off the game with a big bang, but we're gonna get into the series. I mean, I watched the whole series, and this is my third time watching it. But I want to quickly talk about BTK versus ONIC PH. I think the reason why they lost again is just that BTK is not used to the SCA meta, right? If you look at the entire SCA meta, or at least the PH meta, ONIC PH, Blacklist, I think the reason why Blacklist run the tanky meta is because like Team ONIC like to play so many assassins. In fact, when we look at the SCA, the MPL meta, there are quite a bit of assassin being played all the time. Hayabusa Ling, some popular choices. Where in North America, there are one or two teams who run it, but they're obviously not as much coordination. The BTK really never had a pressure against those type of teams. Now coming to the SCA, going against people who are really good at those teams, who were really good at coordinating. ONIC PH, Blacklist, powerhouses, right? They've been playing the game for 24/7, like I said. They're all really good, and you can see that how they punish MOBA Zane when they, especially with the game BTK versus ONIC PH, Zane got heavily punished. If ONIC PH dove, they dove together, and then not too much that MOBA Zane could have done to survive, other than the fact that he was always ahead of his team, where Shark was never really with him, and then BTK's strength in NA was always the coordination between Shark and Zane. I've said it many times. Those two are like the best buds, right? When they play the games together. Shark always engaged really well for Zane. So coming back to the game here, BTK versus Blacklist, I think this is what I call lack of experience, big stage experience. I mentioned it before. That's one of the biggest problems that I was worried about before BTK walked into the tournament. I said that yes, BTK is winning all these rank matches because they're excited, right? That the team morale is really high. They want to prove themselves in SCA, and they did, right? They won all the rank games before the M3 tournament. When the M3 happened, they took that excitement and then they won against Blacklist, which was really exciting. Now, when everybody calmed down, when they get a little bit used to the stage, the excitement walks away, and all of a sudden you lose the energy and you see a huge downfall. That happens to every single team. This kind of a roller coaster phenomenon. And the same does BTK, right? They lost the initial excitement that they had going to the SCA, and obviously they still have a lot to prove, but they're making a lot of mistakes on the stage. Now, even then, this is obviously their last chance, do or die right now. So BTK still played really okay. Every game they played against Blacklist, they played okay. In fact, this series, they lost at 3-1, right? There are a few games that could have straight up won the game. Let's say the very last game, the fourth game, if BTK didn't make all the mistake, we could have seen a Blacklist packing and going home, and BTK going to the grand finals, or going against ONIC PH again. Now, whether they could win or not, I'm not so sure, because I don't think BTK's comp is highly ideal on dealing against assassin or full-on dive composition. So with that being said, that's just a summary of where BTK is as a team. And then overall, I think they did pretty damn well. Like I really think BTK have came this far into the tournament and then played the way they did is already making a really good statement. And a lot of people are misunderstanding what I said about BTK. I'm really excited about BTK, and I'm always gonna support BTK first and foremost, like relatively to all the other teams. I think NA has a lot to offer for MPL, and NA never had a really good shot. Not because NA didn't have really good players, because NA is a small region for MPL. Economically, for Mobile Legends, it didn't make sense to involve North America. That's basically a company decision. That's it. It's not really based on the players are good. And by the way, this is the first game. This is the first game the first mistake that BTK made that actually give Blacklist a chance in this game. And also, I wouldn't say it's Blacklist had like just core in this opportunity. It was just BTK who make the mistake. So if you go back to watch the initial how everything started, everything's normal. BTK is huge lead. They have like about over 3,000 to 4,000 gold lead. Bottom 2 towers are gone. Top tier 1 is gone. Mid tier 1 tower is just standing there only for a short period amount of time. By the way, Oh My Venus is a great player, right? Like Verver engages really, really good, really, really accurate. Point accurate on engage, and then we've seen Blacklist does this all the time. Not only just the Oh My Venus engage with OHAB this time, he also coordinated really well with Wise when Wise was playing Hylo's jungle. They're really proficient with this combination, and this combination was giving BTK problems also in the first set of games that BTK played against Blacklist. So they're doing the same thing right here, which I think is, if you take a look right here, it instantly killed Chicken. And Shark couldn't even do anything to help, and it's not like they were in a bad position. They were in a decent position. It's just that Blacklist is more prepared. They have 4 people here. Their top lane came here a lot earlier. I mean, BTK Granger is farming bottom. So no one expected them to get dove on this hard. It's just a really good play from Blacklist, but a mistake comes in right here when Zane is so desperate on defending that and walk through this tunnel. Where basically Victor just got vision that Adder was in this bush, right? And then it's like, nah, I gotta clear that bush. And then he just underestimated how much damage that Poquito can do. And sure enough, like, he just got eliminated. Especially what it was a dash into. Use the ultimate to dash into the ultimate of Haji. That's a suicide. You don't do that to Eve. People try to walk away from Eve's ultimate or try to cancel that. Zane just walked in. And then not just walked in, dashed in. Please have me. I think there's probably a lack of communication. People are not talking that much. You can look at Shark always look really calm. My face is blocking him, but this is not a good sign. Like I said, I think they're running out the excitement, the energetic phase that they had when they first went to the SEA, and people are not talking as much. And when people are not talking much, especially the tank player, or when the side lane spots something that could have been a danger to their jungler, especially for BTK, which is their jungle focus, right? Jungle centered kind of playstyle, you leak that kind of crucial information without reporting it. It does give the team huge problems. And the rest is history. With mid tier 1 tower going down, and then when you have a huge lead and you just give all that 3,000 gold away in one team fight, the one mistake that they made, he motivated BTK, and then they just start playing like what do you call it, hand of sand, right? It's not really organized, especially when you squeeze it really hard. The sand starts sliding from your hand really quickly. Obviously, this takes some systematic training and this takes some practice. I think BTK really have a fair shot if they can have like 1 to 20th of training time. Blacklist International. Blacklist International, they play this game 24/7, where BTK, again, they have students, mainly high school students mainly, who go to school and then play the game at night. Then do the full time, but he didn't really play the game full time. I'm saying that none of the BTK members play the game close to as much. But if they have more time to train with this team, train against this teams, you will see a different kind of BTK in this tournament, especially in the grand finals. A lot of it is just nerves. It's just the nerves. They need to shred it off. And when you feel a lot of emotion, last video when I heavily criticized OHAB, this time you're gonna see the same thing. I still have the same opinion about OHAB. I think this player is way too emotional and it's bad for the tournament. Number 1 taboo on the tournament stage is showing too much emotion. It's good in the end when you let it all out, but during the game, if you're feeling tremendous amount of pressure, you need to train that. You need to train yourself to get rid of it. So BTK obviously is first time on the stage. So over here again, Oh My Venus engaged on Zane right here. They got the Lord, but look. So we have Edward diving, and Shark is nowhere to be found. Again, we always say that the synergy for BTK is there, Zane and Shark. But this fight, again, it's just chaotic, right? You have Shark going in. I mean, you kind of get an idea what he wanted to do. He wanted to cancel, but that shouldn't be Shark's job. It should be Victor, and he was doing a pretty good job at it. He canceled Haji's ultimate right away, kicked him in, but it was just pretty chaotic because Shark went in at the same time. They had no vision on Poquito, and then they needed that information, right? Poquito is always diving the backline. I mean, at this point, BTK is pretty strong, to be honest. If they had a little bit more CC to interfere, to interrupt Edward, interrupt Oh My Venus when he comes in, kill one by one, front to back. They will be able to win this. They have 2 ADC, understand that. They have 2 really good ADC, and they also play by people who are really proficient on them. There's no reason that you have Shark who's also diving along with Victor. If anything, Victor is also playing like front and back, in the sense of just kill one person and then go for the other person, in the back. Because if you kill the front line, if you kill the Paquito, if you kill the Oh My Venus on engage, the rest is easy. Again, lack of training over there, just mistakes. It's not like Shark didn't know that. It's just straight up mistakes. You know, again, lack of experience over here is on full display. Guys, now we're watching the game 2. The composition are kind of similar, except for Edward is now playing Lapu. Edward's always playing the character who can dive the backline, so they need to find a way to deal with Edward. And that's why, like, I think Chao's good, and you have Rafaela on top of it, can help people to disengage, getting different positioning. So there are a lot of great stuff, you know, that a lot of tools that BTK can use. But look at his coordinated dive. This is something that you see the same thing when BTK win against ONIC PH. They're not used to this kind of coordinated dive onto Zane. It's not like 1 damage at a time. It's like 1 huge burst damage at a time. Look, it might seem like Blacklist only have 2 people here, right? But this engage and then Chao immediately come in, follow up, another CC on top of it. Zane walked away, but dead. At a certain point, you look at it, you're like, okay, is this Zane's mistake, or is it more of a just really well played from Blacklist coordination? And this is why like Marksman Jungle are not usually played in SCA. If you watch all the tournaments, you realize that like it's not so popular. Or why PH meta doesn't like Marksman Jungle that much. With Beatrix, if you take a flicker, you can get away more, right? With Granger, you have like a dash, sure, but then after your dash, you're kind of done. And this happened over and over again in this game. They couldn't stop Edward from diving. And I can say Edward's a true gem for the side of Blacklist. Ohab, dead away, too emotionally unstable. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I think he's a really good player mechanically, but if anything, like on personal growth side, like if team want to train Ohab for Blacklist, it would be like, hey, if you spam your emo 1 time, that's a fine for your 1 month salary. I don't know. Play every game like a scrim. You should feel excited when you win for sure, but within the game, you should remain calm. It's not good. Okay, here, same mistake. Look, I'm pretty sure you get a vision of them coming. Look right here. Shark got vision of this 2 coming. Yes, they are shrouded, you know, like they're invis. But when Chao started doing this type of action, like when Hachi was doing this, Shark saw this. He even used skill, but he probably didn't call. Right? You can see that pretty evidently. Like Zane actually walked towards the Chao instead of creating distance. Like, look, Zane started walking towards him. It's like, Chao's like, okay. Here, I'll kick you then. And this happened over and over again, so there's not too much to talk about in second game. I think it's lack of communication. Nerve got the best of him. But if you look at the third game, when everything's on the line, when BTK let go, right? When they feel the energy again, they quickly made a comeback. Like this game, BTK, okay, this is probably our last game. And again, I don't know why Lilia wasn't playing more, because I would easily say Lilia is BTK's #1 core component of the victory, because their focus is never in the mid position. But if you just get a Selena and a Selena falls behind, they become completely useless, where Lilia can actually do something on zoning. He has a second life. Selena can be really good against Natalia. To be honest, if you think about it, when BTK went against ONIC PH, they could have picked Selena or just banned Natalia, but they didn't. It took them 2 games to realize we need to ban Natalia. I'm not a big fan of that. That's why lack of coach, lack of analyst does hurt, because when player in game is, they cannot see it from like a third perspective. They cannot see it from our perspective, from the God's view, right? So obviously they cannot think. They had to focus on the game, and it's really hard for them to analyze and think about the next game at the same time. Where if you look at this game, finally a Lilia in this series, and then sure enough, this Lilia is gonna help them win the game. A Lilia compared to a Selena, I prefer Lilia on BTK every single time. Selena never really helped BTK win in the games, even in North America. BTK really love Lilia. Lilia provides early game pressure, provides a lot of zoning, provides a lot of damage, all that kind of great stuff. In this game, Zane popped off. When you have a Roger that popped off, a lot of it is team's help. Your team really have to do a lot of damage for Roger on top, for Roger to pop off, right? Because you have to go in and kill one person, and that's exactly what BTK offered, especially with Lilia. So we're gonna quickly continue to the team fight section so you see what I'm talking about. Bias is running the Bane. They like to run those tanky stuff. It's quite disgusting how the strategy is. I like ONIC PH a little bit more to be honest, but it's not beating the tanky strategy. It's not beating Blacklist, like very tanky, unkillable type of like cringe but also effective strat. I don't like tanky strategy at all. I think it's cringe. Like, if you run too many tanks, it's not fun to watch the tournament. In every game you've seen so far, BTK early game is not losing. They just can't control the nerve. They don't have a lot of on big stage opportunities compared to Blacklist, someone who playing MPL for 24/7, who train 24/7, who play against ONIC PH 24/7. It's just different. Obviously it's different. It's like, oh, it's our friends. We know what to do. Where BTK is like, they have something to prove every game they play against the teams, rather than let's just do what we do normally, right? Let's just do what we we practice normally. So look at this great engages here from Shark. This is the Shark that we like, right? But compare this Shark to the last game Shark. Do we see any engages? Do we see any proactive call? I doubt it. We don't even see this Shark in game 1 because you just feel a tremendous lack of energy. Whereas in this game, you can feel the energy, right, flowing through entire BTK. Look at the engage right here. I mean, this is like this is basically what Blacklist did to them. It's very coordinated. And it's very good, right? Everybody's ready. And you will see this type of coordination a little bit in game 4, but also like very lacking, still quite lacking from BTK. Like, you have to understand, Shark is a kid who doesn't even speak English well, and he's really shy. So probably engage is easier to call, but calling people rotation is really hard for Shark to do. So language barrier there. Imagine that North American team have language barrier. Look at this. Victor's getting vision, and then he goes in, soak the ultimate from Wise. And Shark, another beautiful engage, flicker ultimates that we've seen so many this game. The other games we don't even see any. We don't even see one. I don't even know the Shark was doing some other games. But this game, Shark played it really well. You know, follow up the engage, and they quickly got a double kill on the bottom side. And then bottom tier 1 tower shredded. Moving on to the lore fight. This is where things get interesting. Okay, lore fight. First, Oh My Venus kind of get caught, but Oh My Venus is a support though, so it's not big deal. And Victor, on the other hand, is taking a lot of damage. And look, but when Oh My Venus was taken low, right? By who? By the entire team, right? Before the team fight started. Zane wasn't even there. He was taken low and he stayed around when Roger was available, right? Roger is just finding his way to the team fight. Zane wasn't even there. And now Zane transformed into a wolf and he saw Oh My Venus and he just goes in, finds kill number 1 from behind. Like an assassin, do you mind you, right? He played like an assassin. Jumps in with the retribution, killed the Poquito, and then on to Harith. But at this point, Roger, like, after you kill 1 with the killing spree, that's just what it is, right? So he got an easy triple kill, almost a quadra kill there, almost 4x kills, and then it's 1 team fight. BTK turned the whole thing around. Even though we're behind, all of a sudden they're back to 4,000 gold lead. And then energy is still really, really high. The engages, even though Victor got caught, BTK is always looking for place. When they're behind, looking for place. When they're ahead, looking for place. They're always looking for place, right? It's just energy. It's not like BTK is playing any different. You can see the difference in their gameplay, but you really feel the difference in energy. Like, people who are experienced enough, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. BTK is very, at this point, you can feel the energy difference that's flowing through the team. So they easily win this game. The rest is history, because once you have the momentum, you have momentum. And let's go to game 4. We're gonna look at this game a little bit more into details. Saying that BTK lost this tournament, and a lot of people just come to my channel and on all kind of platforms and start bashing, saying all kind of BS. You can say all kind of BS, but you also have to be objective. Did BTK really lose like that bad? I don't think so. Yes, they lost 3-1, but game 1 was a mistake that they made that turned everything around. They destroyed. They were 4,000 gold lead. One mistake cost them the game, right? Game 2 was even for the longest time, but again, you can feel the energy difference, and then this got gapped. The third game, they straight up dominated because once the energy is up, they're on an even footing with SCA Giant, with Blacklist, the reigning crown. There's one more thing I have to address while we're watching this game. A lot of people say, like, Dave, where is your congratulations to, like, ONIC or for beating BTK? Where's the congratulations to Blacklist for beating BTK and then eliminating them? I simply did not say it because I wasn't interested in Mobile Legends for a long time. In fact, I have to take a huge mental break from ML. For those, my lovely viewers, like, who have been following us for quite a long time, you will notice that after you play solo queue for a long time, like, I get really tired. And for a while, I was really tired of the game. I simply couldn't make content for the game anymore. So I took a really needed break and went to Hawaii for a really nice trip, by the way. Coming back, I didn't have a chance to watch the tournament. After I come back I went to Hawaii, I have not opened up the game. So I have not opened up the game in like a month or two. Just simply lost interest. Now that I know there are a lot more new content in the game now, so I'm getting ready to go back and make content. Let's take a look at this engages right here. This is a mistake, right? Again, from Zane. Watch. His ultimate move this entire game to go to Vice. Either Vice, to be honest, the backline shouldn't be his problem. It should be either Victor or Zia who killed him. If anything, it's like Victor and Chicken. Not Chicken, but mainly just Victor who trying to cause chaos in the backline. That's probably the only person who they can spare, and I think it's more than enough, especially late game. Right now, look. When Vice is the only person here, why isn't Zane going here and straight up ulti on this person and secure with retreat? Have Zia get it low and a retreat, right? I mean, obviously it takes a lot of coordination, but they straight up just give this thing to Vice, just 1 punch plus 1 retribution. They got it. Where look, they could have. Look at how much damage this did, right? Zane could have just done this earlier. He has ultimate the whole time. He could have just ulted him and then to interrupt this guy and should have killed this person, right, with the team. Chickens here, they could have just done that. Even though they, Wise got the turtle, but BTK did end up getting the kill trade, right? They got a lot of kills, 3-2. So they didn't lose much. In fact, they were still ahead on gold. Again, in game 4, did BTK lose? I mean, they're really ahead for, as far as I can tell, for a long period of time. It's not like they were super behind. I can tell you which big mistake that they made. Throughout the whole game, there are a lot of back and forth trading. Nothing's happening. It's pretty even. It's pretty quiet. You will see Zane ulted Grok a few times this game. That's bad. Every time he ulted Grok against a good team, he get punished heavily bad. So over here, he ulted Grok and immediately Eve was like, okay, this guy have no ult. Guess what? Turn around. Zane got screwed. And by the way, this is a beautiful play. Look, Wise comes in, Shark was waiting, he jumps in with a stun, and then a reverse flicker ultimate. Beautiful kill. They did this twice to just stop the Wise in place, make sure this guy doesn't do anything. Okay, right here. This is where, look, when Zane used ultimate on autos, right? It's a win, especially when Chicken gets farm leg in. Like, if you just save Chicken or save yourself from autos, it's GGWPs. If all Zane does all game, like, is just 1-2-1-2 on people and just use skill 1 to poke, skill 2 to dash around, all attack to do damage, and then use your ultimate for autos, I think they have a fair shot at winning this game. Here is important. BTK lost 2 members and Black lost 3, right? So BTK came to the top side naturally, steal the red buff, right? Steal the red buff, and then just messing around with the Grok, which is, again, nothing wrong with that. He's just messing around. He saw the Grok walk in. Look at what Zane does. He ulted the Grok. Again, I understand there's nothing else on the map. You should expect an autos, right? They were just too overconfident at this point. You should just leave the Grok alone. You know, don't kill him anymore, right? Like, they keep on forgetting that you cannot ult the Grok. So this game, like, who lost the game? I wouldn't say Zane lost the game, because over here, it's just lack of experience, right? Like, you saw, like, I would have all the Grok too, because Grok is tremendously out of a position. You saw the enemy have 3 people, like, they have 3 dead, right? So you know where they are, and then you saw the Grok just keep on coming in. I mean, I understand it's a great opportunity to kill him, but does Beatrix Saber offer enough damage to kill him instantly? It seemed like not. Also, this Grok had immortality on top of it, so it just double not worth it. And also on top of that, they did not calculate the Aldo's timer, respawn timer, and Aldo's came back and just ulted. The game is over. They just killed everybody because Aldo's alive. But look at this, guys. Right, look at this. Look at this BMs, you know? Look at Ohab. Look at Ohab. This is Ohab right here. This guy. Look at that. It's just cringe. Look at that. Look at him. He thought he was being a hero, but it's just cringe. Tell me that's not a behavior of a 3-year-old, right? A kid does that. On the world stage, you're representing a country, representing your region, and this is what you do? Walk off gracefully, right? You win, sure. Again, I think the hashtag bench Ohab, right? Like, I still believe in it. I think this player is a huge problem to the current blacklist, even though they're winning with it, but it doesn't look good. I mean, unless the game is gonna stay as a very low-level competition that never truly go on the world stage, I don't think this is very sportsmanlike behavior. So, but that's gonna be it. I just wanna give you an update. We're gonna keep on making Mobile Legends content starting today. So make sure to smash a like, subscribe, turn the bell on to all notification bells. I wanna say hi to all my fans. Thank you so much for supporting, loving all along. I haven't been uploading for a while. I definitely needed a break from Mobile Legends. Going forward, I'll probably make more analysis video, to be honest, for MPL, for all different tournaments. Playing the game, solo queue, we'll see if the solo queue is playable. I have not seen the update for a while. Maybe the game become playable and I'll start playing the game again. I'll make gameplay videos, make commentary videos, tell some stories. We'll find out. You know, but thank you all so much for following all along. I would say congrats, obviously, to Blacklist for winning the entire series, for being the M3 champion. So that's the 2nd time world champion now. Great, very well done, obviously. And hopefully BTK will have more practice. To get an NA team to go to SCA, you have to convince all the parents to let the kids give up school. How often is that going to happen? Where in SCA, parents are like, okay, yeah, go play games, make some money. Where going to school is like, oh, I don't have money for you to go to school. It's the other way around. I know that's true because that's what happened in China. All this like kids who never had a shot in the real society become multi-millionaire in esports scene, completely change their life for the better because of esports. What a great opportunity. What a great era we live in. I'm just happy for the entire growth of MPL, and I can't wait for more Mobile Legends tournaments. So with that, guys, this is Dave signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.